Dear students, I welcome all of you to the online class of Anando Multimedia School and College. In this part, I am going to start the cellular respiration. For that, we need to learn some terms and some short questions. These are definition of cellular respiration, types of respiration, site, substrate of respiration, that means cellular respiration, and what is aerobic respiration, definition, product and chemical equation, what is anaerobic respiration, definition, product and chemical equation. First of all, we should need to learn the definition of respiration. Students, at first I am writing this and after that I will discuss. Students, now the definition of respiration. The biochemical process, this is a biochemical process because biological substances are included in this respiration, and it is the product is produced by the chemical reaction. So it is biochemical process by which the living organisms, that means in all the living organisms respiration take place. Okay, the living organism produce kinetic energy, that means in the food, students, you know that solar energy is trapped in the food as chemical energy or potential energy. This potential energy should be converted to kinetic energy for the different types of works, and in this process, that means respiration is the gift from the creator, because the solar energy becomes usable by this process or through this process. So living organisms produce kinetic energy by the oxidation of respiratory products or respiratory substances. What are the respiratory substances? This may be carbohydrate. First one should be carbohydrate, after that fat, protein, different types of organic acids, and these substances are oxidized in presence or absence of oxygen, right? So substances and it happens inside the cell with or without oxygen and produce carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is called the respiration, and all living organisms perform this process 24 hours, right? Now this was the definition of the respiration. Then the types of respiration. You know students, there are two types of respiration. That means external respiration and internal respiration. So now I will erase the board and I will show you the classification of respiration is of two types. External, another one is internal. External respiration is again divided into two types, inhalation and exhalation. Now the internal respiration. Internal respiration is also two types, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Okay students, in this topic I am going to discuss about the internal respiration. Okay students, now this was the types of respiration, definition of respiration, types of respiration. Now site. Respiration, site of respiration. Site of respiration is cytoplasm and mitochondria. Now the substrate of respiration. What is the substrate of respiration? The substances which are oxidized in the process of respiration are known as the substrates of respiration. So I don't need to write this, you have understood I think, and the example of the substrate of respiration may be carbohydrates, after that fat, protein and different types of organic acids. Students, যখন আমরা ডায়েটিং করি তখন আমাদের কি প্রেসক্রাইব করা হয়, কার্বোহাইড্রেট যেন আমরা কম খাই, বিকজ রেসপিরেটরি সাবস্ট্রেটের মধ্যে তো আমরা যদি অক্সিডেশন এর সিকোয়েন্সটা লিখি তাহলে কি রকম হবে, First carbohydrate, I am writing in short carb, after that fat, then protein, and after that organic acids. So at first যেটা অক্সিডাইজ হবে সেটা হচ্ছে কার্বোহাইড্রেট। এই জন্য ডায়েটিংয়ের সময় কার্বোহাইড্রেটটাকে কি করা হয়, হয় অফ করা হয় অথবা কমিয়ে দেওয়া হয়, যেন এই কার্বোহাইড্রেটটা কি প্রেজেন্ট যদি না থাকে তাহলে অক্সিডেশন হবে না। দেন বডি তখন কি শুরু করে, ফ্যাটটাকে অক্সিডাইজ করতে শুরু করে, তাহলে ফ্যাট রিডিউস হতে থাকবে। এরপরে যদি ফ্যাটও না পায় তখন প্রোটিনকে অক্সিডাইজ করতে শুরু করে। প্রোটিনটা কখন অক্সিডাইজ হয়, যখন কোনো মানুষ স্টারভেশনে বা ডিজিজ কন্ডিশনে থাকে। নর্মাল কন্ডিশনে ফার্স্ট অফ অল কার্বোহাইড্রেট অক্সিডাইজ হয়, আফটার দ্যাট ফ্যাট, আর ডিজিজ আর স্টারভেশনের সময় প্রোটিনটা ডাইজেশন হয়। অ্যান্ড দিস ওয়াজ দ্য সিকোয়েন্স অফ oxidation of different types of respiratory substances. Clear? Now we will learn the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? The respiration which occurs in presence of oxygen by the complete oxidation of different types of respiratory substances and produce carbon dioxide, water and large amounts of energy is called the aerobic respiration. So if I write the equation of aerobic respiration, it should be like this: carbohydrate C6H12O6 in presence of oxygen, so I am writing here oxygen. 9 steps and 9 different types of enzymes, so 9 enzymes and 9 steps, and we get cup. What is koekareka and po? Photosynthesis requires cup, but respiration produces cup. How? Carbon dioxide, water and huge amounts of energy, 38 ATP or 686 kilocalorie per mole. Whatever you like you can write. Now the balance. Students, look, how many carbons? 6. So I am writing here 6. And remember one thing, the amount of carbon dioxide released in this process, this amount of oxygen is needed in this process. So here carbon dioxide is 6, so oxygen should be 6. Now carbon 6, oxygen, and this is the oxygen, and water is also 6 molecules. So if one molecule of glucose is oxidized by 6 molecule of oxygen in presence of different types of enzymes, then it will produce what? 6 molecule of carbon dioxide, 6 molecule of water and 38 ATP. In your textbook it is written as 38, but it may be 36 to 38 ATP. Again, different scientists nowadays have calculated that it is actually 32 ATP, but you should write 38 because in your textbook it is given as 38. In higher class you will learn how it becomes 30 to 32. Okay? Now students, this was the aerobic respiration. What are the product? Carbon dioxide and water and 38 ATP, and this is the chemical equation. Now we will learn the anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, the respiration which occurs in absence of oxygen by the incomplete oxidation of the respiratory substances and produces carbon dioxide, different types of organic substances and a small amount of calorie or ATP or heat. Now we will learn the chemical equation. C6H12 and O6. In presence of enzymes, what happens? Two molecules of ethyl alcohol C2H5OH, two molecules of carbon dioxide and two molecules of ATP, or you can write 56 kilocalorie ATP per molecule. Students, this is the anaerobic respiration. This type of respiration doesn't need any oxygen. It happens in absence of oxygen and produces two molecules of ethyl alcohol, two molecules of carbon dioxide and two molecules of ATP. Students, there is a common step in aerobic and anaerobic respiration, and the common step is the glycolysis. What is the meaning of glycolysis? Glyco means glucose and lysis means breakdown or splitting. So in the glycolysis, glucose is broken down, and what happens after breaking down? Glucose is a 6-carbon compound and it produces, so I am writing glucose is 6H12O6. After the respiration, it produces pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is 3-carbon compound, so here 3 carbon, but it was 6 carbon, so 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and it is C3H4O3. If I write the molecular structure of pyruvic acid, it will be like this. This is the molecular structure of pyruvic acid. Further reactions depend on which organism the reactions will take place. Now, this is the pyruvic acid. If the respiratory substance is yeast, then what happens? It will produce ethyl alcohol. This is 2-carbon compound, so 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol. So 2 to 4 carbon. It is 3 molecules, 2 carbon, that means 6 carbon. So 2 carbon. So all total there are 4 carbons, but here 6 carbon. So what happens? 2 carbon dioxide will produce, and this process is known as the fermentation. Fermentation is a partial process which is used in the bakery. This is the fermentation. Now, if the respiratory substance is the muscle cells, then what will produce? Then lactic acid will produce. Lactic acid, C3H6O3. This is 3-carbon compound, and it was 3-carbon compound but 2 molecules. So 3 carbon, 2 molecules, that means 6 carbon. Here only 3 carbon, so 2 molecules of lactic acid, no carbon dioxide will produce in this case. Okay students, this was all about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. We will be meeting in the next class with the aerobic respiration in detail, and we will learn the aerobic respiration through a little poem. Stay immune, stay tuned. I'll see you later.